I recently had a crisis in faith, not in Swami, but I feel overwhelmed by all the evil forces in the world. How do we find the strength to fight this? How do we know Swami is closer to us and do his work? This is the thing. You see, sometimes the world is terribly enchanting and sometimes it's extremely evil. It pulls us in many directions. Yes, some of the points that you just said was to stay focused and have good company and more than anything else. One of the things I found, personally, you can do the sadhana, you can do all that. But if you keep your mind continuously engaged in how do I do this now? How can I improve the organization? How can I make it better? If you keep on having this thought, it keeps you focused, you see, because you must feel missionary, that you've come for a purpose. Bhagwan, I'm your instrument. I want to do something. You got that zealous zest to do it. If you are continuously focused, interestingly enough, some of the things that is supposed to be related to you takes care by itself. See, you, Arvind, it's a good point. You see, maybe many others may have heard it, but you see, you're in a thing, you don't know how the money is going to come. You don't know how the treatment is going to be. Medicine's expensive. And at that moment, you did not plan it. The door opens. It's like, it happens. And everything just goes through well. And you're just sort of taken into that experience and you're seeing that. I'm sure, Satyajit, you yourself have had, there's no need to say, you can create an encyclopedia of experiences of that nature. But therefore, to keep continuously focused on his mission, don't you think that is another solution to the whole problem?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Idle mind becomes devil's workshop. So definitely it helps to keep focused on something, and that's all it is. When you say that the crisis of faith, again it comes. Recently I read an experience of one of our brothers. He was saying how when Swami had permitted him to go to Sikkim and he was coming back, on the way at Hyderabad he met somebody who was criticizing Swami. So he took upon himself the task of enlightening this brother. And in the process, it became a very heated argument and very big fight. At that time, he somehow won the argument without actually bashing up that other person. But when he came in Swami's presence, Swami refused to speak to him. This brother is a singer, regular singer, composer, and Swami used to speak to him a lot. But Swami began to avoid him. And when he said, Swami, why? What did I do wrong? Swami actually told him, I will not allow you to come into Trai Vrindavan for satsang sessions. And he says, Swami, what did I do wrong? Swami said, why did you have to go and speak to that person? He said, Swami, he's speaking negative against you. You want me to stand there? Swami said, you don't try to transform the world. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. When we see people rioting and hitting each other with rods, we don't go there, right? Because we protect ourselves. In the same way, no need. Build your own strength within. And I feel this is what happens when we go to a bad company in our thoughts, I'm saying. When we indulge in it, Swami becomes distant. And what we are exposed to continuously, that only happens. When we are continuously exposed to negative influences, we also become that. So we have to put effort. It is tough. It requires effort, but we have to make that effort for our own redemption. Make effort to engage in satsang. When I say satsang, it's not meeting 10 Sai devotees, but keeping our thoughts focused on Swami. That's where bhajan, sadhana, study circle, listening to discourse, all of that helps.
It's like if you want six-pack muscles, you need to go to the gym and exercise, right? There's no point watching other people exercise. The gym muscles won't develop. Satyajit, in your experience, you have, I have heard you so many. You are literally when you stayed with Swami, and there must be some amazing experience in you to make you become aware, to stay focused, to stay constantly aware that to be in his presence is. Yeah, how do you do this?
So I think, firstly, knowing that he's watching, that he's the indweller, right? And he made that obvious to me a couple of times. I've narrated this many times about he narrating every single thought that went through my head as I walked from the hostel to the mandir, right? He told me as I reached the mandir, saying that this is the place you crossed the road. This is when you came out of the hostel. This is the place you crossed the road. At that place you saw a dog, and again came back onto this side of the road. You saw this shop board. You saw that. You saw this. You came and did one-handed namaskar to the Sevadal out there. And then you came inside and you did both hands namaskar to the Sudhir Bhaskar, who was Sihosia lecturer outside, and then you opened the door. Once you have that thing, I was thinking, Swami, hello, please, some privacy. Hello, what? And I think it was but that aspect, to know that once that glimpse is there, after that knowing that he's always present, to make sure that you are always focused. The other incident for me was a very, very important one when in 2000, I think somewhere in 99 2000, Swami had mumps. He had that huge swelling in his
2002.
the glands 2002, I think, yes. And he had once, he had called me inside, and then he had covered his hair, and then he called me closer. He lifted his hair like this and then told me, come touch here. It was hot, this was hot and hard like a rock here. And then he got up, took a comb, and he combed his hair fully, covered it nicely, and went out as if nothing has happened. But those few days, I remember being in the mandir, being in the office, sitting in the office and doing all my clerical work that I needed to do for the finance, etc. But my mind was constantly on Swami, right? That lived example, that lived experience of what it feels like when a mother when Swami gives the example that the mother may be doing in the kitchen, she may be doing 100 things, but her ears are always tuned to the child, right? That love is what keeps you focused. It's when we say that we are living for a higher purpose, our focus on that higher purpose, our focus on the purity, on that gravity of on the gravitational pull of that purpose should be so deep, should be so powerful that in spite of all the other things that we do, the moon spins around itself. It spins on its own axis, but it always is pulled by the gravity of the earth. It is, it may be doing its own rotations, etc., but it is always in focus in the Earth's gravitation. That's the pull of a vision, of a purposeful life. I think that is what is important for us.
Satyajit, the reason why I asked that question is there are two, three questions that have come somewhat related. Something like, how do you stop worrying about results and completely surrender to Him? How do we keep our faith stronger? How do we have confidence? All this you have answered with that one point, which says that if you can imagine that Bhagavan is like a CCTV camera, literally there. Yeah. It's like that. You don't switch it off. He's just there. That means He knows what's happening. He knows exactly what you're doing, where you're going. So why should I worry? Therefore, if you jumped on the flight, you never go and ask the pilot, show me your license. Do you have the competency to take me to my destination? You sit quietly in your passenger seat and allow the pilot to take you. If we can have the same attitude with Bhagavan, who will be able to take us to the destination, there's no more worry. Every moment of our life will be so happy and so joyous. And so, to do that, you have to have faith. You have to keep coming. You have to attend the bhajans. You have to keep on coming. Unless you keep on plugging in, how will we develop the faith and confidence? You cannot be staying away and then developing faith. It doesn't happen. You need to participate. You need to get involved. You need to engage. You need to, hey, what can I do? How can I do? If you keep sacrificing for the divine, as Arvind said, your entire youth, you will, whatever you want, anything, He will come to you. My God. This is just mind-blowing. We have got a master who is willing to help us and continue our life.
I just want to add one point, requesting that brothers and sisters, just try it out once. Just hold on to Him and try it out, because once you get your own experience, you don't need anything at all. Because we need those difficult, like when we are riding bicycle, we'll fall. We need to have those falls. So no problem, hold on and tell Swami, I want my reply from you. Not from Suresh Govind, not from Arvind, not from Satyajit, not from anyone. I want you to respond. Come, respond. I will not. Hold on. He will come. He will come. That's His promise. Just that we are that last mile. Sometimes we give up. And now when I look back at all those times when that last mile I did not give up, I get a smile. When we hold on to the last mile, we get a smile because He will respond. And nothing better than your own experience. I have read so many of your young adult experiences that keep coming now and then on the Telegram channel and this. So you see, once you get an experience like that, you don't need anything else. So please strive for your experience and get it. He will give.
So, Arvind, Satyajit, it's been so beautiful and wonderful experience. There are a few more other questions, but I've clumped it up together and related.